Chapter 40. The new day dawned in a haze of soft sunlight. It crept across the countryside suddenly to expand and burst forth over the peaceful woodlands and meadowland. Blue gold tinged with pink, each dewdrop turned into a scintillant jewel. Spiders' webs became glittery frigidly. Birdsong rang out as if there had never been a day as fresh and beautiful as this one. The extravagance of nature's glory was completely lost upon Clooney the Scourge. His one good eye squinted upwards to the smoke of the morning campfires. If it's gonna be as hot as hell's furnace, but at least it won't rain, he muttered aloud to himself. Under the impatient eye of the warlord, Clooney's horde gulped down a hasty meal and scurried about picking up the weapons. Suitably geared for battle, they quickly fell into ranks. Clooney's personal armor put the final touches to his chief's war apparel. The tip of the standard, Clooney signaled to his captains. Darkclaw, Frogblood, Fangburn, Cheese Thief, Scumnose, and Mange scrambled into their positions. As Clooney's Scourge had not yet chosen a new second in command, though he thought he had to let it known that any of his followers who distinguished himself in the coming battle would receive immediately promotion in the field. Kilconey the Ferret stood alongside his chief with a drum that he had made from an old water butt. He unofficially appointed himself drummer cum soothsayer. The ferret watched Clooney intently. The chief was going to speak. He banged the drum, calling the horde to silence. Clooney lifted the visor of his warm helmet and stared out across the waiting hordes. This time there will be no mistakes, he yelled, and there will be no retreat. We stay, even if it means putting Redwall to siege. We stand firm. Anyone who takes one step backwards is dead. Anybody who disobeys orders is dead. Anybody who does not fight tooth and claw with all of his might is also dead. That is my promise, and Clooney always keeps his word. Hear me. All we face is a lot of peaceful mice and some local woodland creatures. Defeat them, and I will give you a reward you've never dreamed of. The enemy are not trained fighters like we are, not natural killers. There is not one among them who can lead as I lead you. At the center of the front rank stood a rat who had been wounded in the first encounter at the Abbey. He whispered out of the corner of his mouth to a comrade in arms alongside of him. Leads us, my foot. Last time we attacked, he stood well out of the way, back in some meadow. The sharp ears of Clooney caught what the unfortunate soldier had said. The warlord leaped down from his rostrum and seized the trembling miscreant, booting him forwards into the plain view of the army. See this traitor? He's a rat who doesn't think I can lead my horde. Clooney the Scourge sees and hears all. Watch now, and let this be a lesson to anyone that dares doubt me. The wretched rat soldier lay shaking on the churchyard path. A hush fell across the entire horde. He stared beseechingly into the merciless eye of Clooney. Oh, please, Chief, it was only a joke. I didn't mean to. Crack! The powerful tail whipped expertly out, slashing across the rat's face with its poisoned metal war barb. The army looked out in horror as the stricken victims shuddered and lay dead at Clooney's feet. Ignoring the slain soldier, Clooney the Scourge pushed his way roughly through the horde until he reached the cemetery gates. It was going to be a long march to Redwall, burdened as they were with the battering ram and all the panorama of description. They would have to camp overnight by the roadside, and the great attack upon Redwall would take place early the next day. There was to be no secrecy. For the maximum effect, the army must be seen marching boldly up to the very gates of Redwall Abbey in full array. Clooney shook his standard, and the ferret's drum thundered out as he rode madly. On to Redwall! Smash the gates! Kill, kill! The shimmering heat waves from the road reverberated the shouts of the horde. Clooney, Clooney, kill, kill, kill!